In previous video, we have seen how to achieve the states dropdown using data pages, and we have cascaded values based on the country. First, we achieved through data pages, but without selecting any country, all states are populating here. Further, if we select one country, remaining all states are populating, but we need India related states only here if we select India. For that, we went for cascading option. Okay. After cascading option is nothing but we just pass the parameters. After passing the parameter, if we don't select any country also, here all states are coming. To avoid that, we have used the filter in report definition called select nothing if no parameter is passed. Okay, that is what we did. Okay. So in this video, what we are going to do here is these and all we have done with read-only data pages because those data pages already have the data in data class. We just brought into UI to choose. Okay, but here I'm going to save the data into database, into data class using database. That is savable data pages. We are working on. We are going to work on savable data pages. So for that, we are going to create one new data class called create vehicle inspection data. We are going to create one new data class. From there, we will enter the details. Means users will enter the details. The data will store into database. How to do that? I'll show you. Here we will create one more stage. For that we need to create one more class first. So data type, add data type, label vehicle inspection. So use vehicle inspection. Come automatically. This is vehicle related, so this should be in implementation. Submit. Then we need to add the fields, but here what I said, inspection ID should be generated at runtime. So inspection ID, we are not asking users to enter manually, it should generate a unique ID. For that, we have two functions, create unique ID. We use it for customer details screen. We will use generate ID function for this one. We can use both functions to generate a unique ID. Okay, how to use it and all, I'll tell you. So data type with fields are inspection ID, inspector name. So we are going to add the fields. Fields means properties. Okay. Inspection. Submit and add inspector. Submit and add another. Next, inspection ID, inspector name, inspection date, inspection date, date, submit and add another. Vehicle condition odometer figure. And remarks. I think you know this process, right? How to create properties and all. So there are no change it. It is not allowing me to change. Inspection date I want in date format. I'll create it. Inspection. Submit. Alright. I'll use key value here is, I'll go to records. So, so inspection ID is my key value. After that, I want inspector name. I want this to be in order. Right? Inspection date, odometer reading, vehicle condition, remarks. Like this I want. Okay. Alright. Submit. So here one data class will be created. Okay. See, but here we don't have any data. Earlier what we used to do, export the file and import the file. But here I want this data to be saved at runtime, not here directly by the developer. So for that we are going to use data pages. Okay. Here that database concept will comes into the picture. In runtime we are going to do means we need to do the changes in UI as well. UI means section. Again flow action. Again flow. Same. So now I'll create one database. Okay. App. I'll create one database here. Create, or else we can create in data class as well. Yes, we can create on data class. Yes, I'll create in data class only. So what is my data class here? RMPL, IMPL, vehicle, VHICL, vehicle, inspection rate, vehicle inspection. This is the data class, right? All right. Create data model database. So what database I'm going to create here is inspection details database. Something name. Okay. So it is on implementation class only. Create and open. So structure page only. So one details at a time we'll enter. So page type only. So here instead of read only, we are going to work on savable data pages. So what I'll choose here, savable. So now it is asking you to give the source. We are no need to give the source because we don't have any data to fetch and give. We are going to enter manually. So I'll use data transform. Here value cannot be blank. It is asking some dummy data type we can create. Okay. Data transform, sorry. So here with dot you can access the terminability, right? Yes. So I created one server moderate warning. Warning can be okay. Just to refresh it. Okay. Will be. That's fine. Warnings no need to consider. Okay. So what we are going to do here is we need to call this data page at the runtime so that while we are entering the data, it will be saved. That is our expectation. We'll see what will happen. Okay. So first we need to create a section. In the same data class, we need to create a section. Section will be created under user interface, right? User interface section, vehicle inspection wrapper section. Because this section we are going to call in our work class, so that's why this is a wrapper section. Create and open. So convert to full section editor. This and all presentation and all. This is just formalities, okay. So we can drag and drop the properties, right? What are the properties here? Inspection date, inspection ID, first inspection ID, inspection date, inspector name, if you want, odometer reading, vehicle condition. So I think we don't need to take this because we are not going to enter this value. We want to generate this value. So I'll remove it. Exam. Delete. Okay, inspection ID will be generated at runtime, not manually, but it should be generated automatically, right? That's why I'm not taking this. Save it. Now we created this section in the data class, but we want in the work class, means implementation class. Go to implementation class, right click, create user interface section. Create and open. Okay. This is VHSLE vehicle inspection section. Convert to full section editor. You need to call the data class section into here. Okay. With the reference of page. Earlier we used to call the one section into another section with the reference of page. But here you need to call with the reference of a database. Here we need to choose embedded section option. Okay, I'll tell you. We need to call embedded section here. Okay, embedded section. See, here is the option. Use current page context? No. Use database. What database we are going to? Database is related to which section? IMPL dot vehicle inspection. Vehicle inspection. Vehicle inspection. This is the section. Okay, database name, inspection details database. Okay, right. Vehicle inspection wrapper section. Submit. Save it. Now, what we are going to do? We are going to create a flow action. How to create a flow action? Right click, create a data model, processes, flow action. You need to create a flow action. VHHL inspection flow action. Create and open. Which section we need to call? Just now we created one section, that section we need to call. Vehicle inspection section. Vehicle inspection section. Next, open the process. There is the process. Here, add process, new process. Vehicle inspection. Not configure view, we need to open process into this. If we click on configure view, what will happen? It should come open. Yes. Here I'll call flow action. vehicle inspection details. Okay, after saving this, open process. Here we need to call the flow action. What flow action we are going to call here? This flow action we are going to call submit. Save it. Now I'll just create a case just for the formality. Anyways, the data will not save because we are not going to use that savable data page here. I'll tell you. See, name and all coming, but I want vehicle inspection ID to be generated at the runtime in the table. And if I submit some data here, inspector name, I'll give Rajesh. Date, I'll select something. Today's date. Odometer reading, I'll give 4,000. Vehicle condition, good. Remarks, okay. If I submit this data, will the data is saving in the data types or not? We'll see. Vehicle inspection and action refresh. The data is not coming. Why it is not coming? Why it is not coming? The data is supposed to save the data, no, but why it is not coming? That's where we need to call the savable database at the post processing of flow action. Then it will come. If we go to flow action, I'll tell you actions. Here you need to call the database. Add database. Here you need to call the database vehicle. Vehicle inspection. See, we created one data page right here. The data page we need to plot. Deep inspection details. Inspection details. Inspection details database. Okay. I'll check out, save. Now I'll try to execute the case again. Actions, change stage, next stage, choose stage. This one now it will not submit. Okay. If I try to submit, yeah, it is throwing error. It is what we are expecting. Why it is throwing error? The flow action post processing savable data pages auto populate properties fail to save data page inspection data page inspection ID cannot be blank. Inspection ID cannot be blank. So here we don't have inspection ID column, but here in data table we have that inspection ID. Okay. If you go to this data table and see inspection ID, we are trying to upload the data without inspection ID, but this is the key column. That's why it is not allowing. So how to insert inspection ID? Okay, now you go to vehicle inspection database, inspection details database. Sorry. From there we need to set the value. Okay, how to set the value? I'll tell you. Why it is not opening? Let me do it. Okay, anyways, I'll reopen. So, Here you can see that. Okay, this one, right? Here we need to pass the value. How to pass the value? I'll tell you. All right. So we opened this data page, no? Where it is? So I'll close all the things. If I want, I'll reopen it. Here I'll open this dummy DT in the database. So set what needs to be set primary dot I think you know this primary dot inspection ID. This is equal to source means you can click on here, okay, browse what I said, generate ID, or these are the two functions, create unique ID or generate ID. Create unique ID we did, create unique ID function. Create unique ID you can use, or generate ID also you can use. Okay. See, some IDs are coming. Okay. I want another ID. Okay. What is that? Browse. Generate ID. You can use generate ID. Generate ID. You need to pass the parameters. Test it. See, some ID is coming, no? Like that. Submit. So just save it. Now create a case and test it. Actions. Change stage. Choose stage. Vehicle info. Submit. Submit. Don't bother about this UI structure. We can modify very well. So, name. Now I'll give Rama. Okay. Odometer reading power 156. Something. Okay. Okay. So now it will. Earlier it throw the error, right? Now it will serve. Now you want to see the data, whether it is saving or not. Go here, records, refresh. See, the data is coming. This is how this data pages, savable data page will work. Okay, that's it. That's it. First, you need to focus on data page only. Here, instead of dummy data, what we did, we called database. Okay, primary inspection ID, these things we did. Okay, save it, save it. Yeah. Yes, this is how savable data pages will work in runtime. Alright, thank you.